My name is Mitesh Khatri, CEO and lead facilitator of a company called Guiding Light Consultants. Just to give you a little introduction of who I am and why am I here today and what are we going to do in the next few minutes would be quite astounding, and what I can promise you is that probably it will be the evening of your life. I can promise you wouldn't forget this. Probably your other evenings of your lives have been something different, more romantic maybe. This would be of a little different kind. You know, two things can make our evenings of our lives. One is romance, the other is adventure. So if we're going to talk about a little more adventure today evening. So a little about myself. I'm a typical Puneite, born in Rajasthan but brought up in Pune. Always been here. Started with a business background, got into sales background after that, worked in sales for quite a few years. Only after that, I quit the sales industry and started into training because I believed that's what my passion was, that's what my strength was. And as I got into training, a lot of people discouraged, saying that, maybe you don't have the right education, maybe you don't have the right age. People do that on the way. And I kind of got influenced a lot of times in life and went down. When I went down, I had to take up a job sometimes to keep myself financially going up. And I did, and I have a few friends here who met me during that phase of my life. And then I just worked for about 9 months in a company recently after that, and that's been about 5 years, I guess. 5 years, it's been a long time. And then after that, I quit the job, got myself a personal loan, just 1 lakh rupee personal loan, Citibank. And from there, I started off my company, Guiding Light Consultants, although I've been in training personally for 10 years. But this organization I formed in the year 2004. It's been about 5 years, almost. And since then, it's been 100% growth every year for me. Even now in this so-called recession market, my company is growing 100% every year. And I know why it grows, because I model people who are excellent, and I know the formulas now, which I learned over a period of time. And I'm here because I want to share with those formulas of success with you. A formula of I would not call it just normal performance, but I'd call it a formula of peak performance. Because I believe everybody is interested really in peak performance. Do you think so? Yes. Or are we just interested in average performance? Hello? Or average performance, peak performance? Peak performance, okay. So then we're going to talk about peak performance. When we start off with that, there are 5 formulas for that, or 5 qualities I talk about, which I'd like to reveal to you. However, with that, the first question to you would be that if we need the first quality for you and me to really be at peak performance, what would that peak quality, that one quality be? And that quality we need right now in this room, which I see is a little low. Energy? Yeah. Do you think we need energy? Yes. Right. Look at the energy in this room right now. Is it low, medium, high? Liars. All right, fair enough. A little low, little medium. But do you think we can make it high? Yes. So we are going to make it high, and we're going to do something radical to make that energy high. Although before we do that high thing, I want to explain to you the importance of energy, because I've been able to do what probably people do in 20 years, and I'm not saying this to boast about myself, but to say this being pride, and to share that experience with you, that what people do in 20 years, I've been able to do that in my company in 5 years. Today I coach CEOs of companies. I've had the privilege of making a difference in thousands of people's lives in the last 5 years. I'm doing that right now this evening with you. I've had the opportunity to work with companies like KPIT, whose entire top management group, board of directors sit with me for an evening and take coaching with me, and I've had the opportunity to make a difference. And how I do that is with that word energy. Because we do need energy in life, but not only physical energy, we need what kind of energy? We need mental energy, right? There have been times in life when you're taking calls, and you said something on the call and you're like, oh, how did I say that? Have you ever got into that mode? Hello? Yes. Yeah? And you're like, how could I say that? That's so dumb, that's so stupid. And you've also had times in life when you said something so amazing and you're like, that was me. You've also been in that situation, yes or no? Yes. The only difference between the first moment and the next moment was what? The level of energy. The level of energy was the only difference, When you're in a low state of mind or low state of energy, you'll do an okay job. When you're in a very high state of energy, a high state of mind, you'll have peak performance. Do you agree with that? Yes. But that's theory. That's theory. Let's experience that a little bit. Now, we always play games in life. Let's consider life as a game. And every game can be played at what? Different levels? Yeah? Normal people play any game at what level? Normal people, let's say a level 1 to 10. So, average human beings play any game at what level? 3, 4, 5, okay? Extraordinary leaders, extraordinary performers play games at what level? 10. Level 10. Do you agree with that? Yes. I can't hear you there. Yes. Okay, so if that's level 10, then that's the kind of energy we want to experience here right now. And for that, we'll have to do something radical, because energy doesn't come without doing anything. You have to do something for energy. What differs ordinary human beings to extraordinary human beings is the ability to take action. That's what I call power. The ability to take action is called power. Power is not politics. Power is not money. Power is the ability to take action. What differs a normal human being to Richard Branson, what differs a normal human being to Azim Premji, what differs a normal company to Convergys as an extraordinary company is that ability to take action. And that's what we're going to do right now. But radical action is what we need. Are you with me for that? Yes. Right? And you'll experience high energy, and you'll really experience what is high energy a few minutes from now. But before I do that activity, one more question. There are two things in life. One is a desire, and the second is an expectation. What do you think is stronger in life? Is the desire stronger or the expectation? Desire, okay. Then here's a question for you. If desire is stronger, you get your salary in the end of the month? Hello? Yes. I didn't get a yes, so I was a little worried there. Okay. So if you do, let's say you don't get your salary in the end of this month, then what will you do? Huh? Okay, so you don't get it even next month, then what do you do? Difficult question, isn't it? So you go to Naukri.com after that? Eventually, third month, fourth month, you will probably try and look out. Yes or no? Yes. So not only here, I believe everywhere, is your salary just a desire or is it a minimum expectation of life? Hello? Not only an expectation, it is a minimum expectation of life. Yes or no? Yes. Will you give up on your salary? No. You won't. You won't give up on your salary. Even if you go to another organization, you'll make sure you get the minimum that you got here, if not more. Is that right? Yes. So that's called your minimum expectation. So people don't work for their desires, trust me. People work for their expectations. Here's a statement. People perform as per their expectations that others have from them or they have from themselves. Confusing? Good. So let's say that with me. People always perform, say that, as per the expectations that others have from them or they have from themselves. Does that make sense to you? Okay, for an example, how many people here who's sitting here think that you should exercise? You think you should exercise? Raise your hands. You think you should exercise? You think you should? Very good. Okay, keep your hands down. Thank you very much. How many of you actually exercise every day? So everybody desires to exercise every day. Yes or no? Yes. Well, that desire doesn't convert into reality. What converts into reality is those few people who actually do is because they expect from whom? From themselves. That is why they do what they do. That's called high performance. They get up every morning, and for them, exercising is not a should. We all should over ourselves right now. We're saying, I should get high percentage. My team should be the best. We say should. Yes or no? Yes. Life is not about should. If you want to have peak performance, you've got to move from should to what? I must. It's not I should, it's I must. Okay? So those people who say, I must exercise every morning, those are the really people who actually exercise every morning. Yes or no? Yes. That's the difference between should and must, or desire and expectation. So what's stronger in life then? Expectations are actually stronger. If you have two bosses, one expects high from you, the other expects low from you, in whose presence will you grow faster? Hello? High expectation? Which is true. So here's a secret that I want you to understand, which is that expectation leads to performance. Say that again. Expectation leads to performance. Does that make sense to you? Yes. But there's another reality that I want you to know. You said, out of which boss makes you grow more, high expectation or the low one? And which is the one you avoid the most? Isn't that true? So the fact of life is that where at one point we're saying expectation leads to performance, here's another fact of life. And that's what I call a paradigm or a paradox. Not a paradigm, but a paradox. What's a paradox? Something where two things exist together, they seem in conflict, but in reality they're complementing each other. They need to exist together. Let me give you an example there. So on the other side, we believe that whenever there is high expectation, what do? What's your experience been in life? Whenever somebody expected very high out of you, what happened to you? Check. Give me some answers. Whenever somebody expected really high from you, what was your experience? What was your feeling? Tell me that. Huh? Feeling of well-being? Okay, I hope so. What was the experience? Because you said, which was the boss you avoid the most? High expectation or low? High. Why do we avoid him? Because the moment he expects high from us, what do we experience? Pressure. We experience pressure. We experience discomfort. Yes or no? Yes. And what are we trained for? Are we trained to move through discomfort or to move away from discomfort? We're trained for what? We're supposed to move through discomfort, but what we're actually doing a lot of times in life is we move away from discomfort, don't we? And the moment you're moving away from discomfort, what are you really moving away from? Performance. Because expectation leads to, and the moment there is high expectation, you move away from that discomfort. And then you don't grow. That's the only difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people. You know, that 90 and 99, the only little difference is that high expectation and high discomfort. Anybody who's willing to go through that discomfort can make it in life. I was willing to go through that in the last 5 years. So I've been able to do what people do in 20 years and crunch my life down in 5 years. It's all about how many years you can crunch down in your life. You know, years to months, months to days, days to hours. You can make things happen in hours, by the way. We're going to accomplish something in the next 1.5 hours, which you're going to remember all your life, because we can make things happen in hours, trust me. I'm going to prove that to you today. Okay? So what's stronger in life? Desire or expectations? But what creates more discomfort? Desire or expectation? So should we move through that discomfort or away? We should move through that? Yes or no? Yes. So now should we make it as a should or a must? Must. Are you sure? Yes. So then we're going to do an activity right now which is going to create some discomfort for you. Now you know why I spoke that long? That's my selling strategy. So now we're going to do something which is going to be discomfortable or uncomfortable, and but that's going to move really high performance, which means we'll have really high energy levels in this room, and you'll experience it. You've got to get ready to go through that discomfort and not away. Are you ready for that? Yes. Can't hear you there? Yes. You see the energy levels right now. You'll see the difference in the energy levels just in a few minutes there. Okay, so I need a volunteer who could come and work with me there.